fuck do you want?
Hello and welcome to another episode of What the Fuck Do You Want? But it's not just any episode. Yes, it's the 100 milestone, and I thought I'd do something special. I got dressed for this one and invited a lovely guest. The one, the only, David Turners.
Hello. Thanks for having me on.
You're more than welcome. Thanks for answering my calls. I know I can be a bit strong at times.
I did try to block them, but apparently you can just make up you can get new eSIMs now with new numbers every week. So that's the thing.
Welcome to the future.
So my lawyers said that look, just do it. Just do the pod and it goes away.
It's just the path of least resistance, and then he goes away until episode 200.
Okay, right. Well, when are you due to release episode 200? Because I might leave the country for a bit.
Oh, I'll find you.
That's the most threatening thing I've ever heard in my life. Okay,
give it time.
Fine.
So, David, how would people know your lovely voice?
Well, I mean, if you're into video games podcasts, you might have heard me on the Computer Game Show.
I
am. We do a weekly video games podcast, and that goes out on a Wednesday. I've also been on various other podcasts, the Calls series, Star Calls, Marvel Calls, where I watch the Star Wars films and the Marvel films for the first time ever, and ring my friend and tell him what I think of them.
There was a slight delay on friend there.
Yeah, I still stammer over that word with James Farley, but we're getting there. We're working on it. And yeah, various different podcasts here and there throughout my. Can you call it a career? I don't think you could call it a career if you're just doing podcasting, right?
Well, you're making money, I believe.
Well, I mean, James takes most of the money because he's got a large cheese habit. Yeah,
that too.
he's got to feed his cheese habit. So the others, we barely get any crumbs. But as long
I don't
as he's
know
happy,
how
it's
much
all right.
it costs to build a safe in a fridge. I imagine the installation, the craftsmanship, a lot goes into that.
I'll tell you what, it doesn't cost as much as importing all of your cheese from the UK, which he does. Like, he seems adamant not to buy anything in Germany since he moved over there, and seems to ship everything to his poor parents' house, and then sends member of his family over to pick him up. He's a strange lad.
They say pride is sinful, but the man's proud of his homeland. He's proud of his cheese.
He is proud of his cheese. He is proud of his cheese, and he's proud of his sausage rolls. And who am I to judge? Yeah, he's a better man than I am, without a shadow of doubt.
And does he import sausage rolls?
Do you know what? I've not asked him. I would imagine that he does. I mean, that's how I reckon he's got a direct line to Greg's to get them sent over.
Because Greg's do frozen ones, they could transport them that way.
Do they really? Oh, don't tell him
bake
that.
them off himself.
Don't tell him that. He'll be all over that. He'll be all over that. I'm gonna have to talk to him about this.
So I wasn't going to mention your other series, the Dark Souls one.
Well, right. Why is that? What you hated it? Did you?
It's not that I hated it. My friend Filthy played through Elden Ring, and we started a little series where he left me voice notes and we talked about it, and it felt a little bit rip-offy, I must say.
Oh, well, I will be. My lawyers will be in touch
again.
Again,
we're
yeah,
on first name terms now.
yeah. We will take any money that you've made from that series. Absolutely. I was saying to this actually to a friend recently who was looking to do something similar. That is a similar
fuck off.
idea.
Podcasting's full. We don't need any more.
Well, I said to them, I'm pretty sure we can't claim to have come up with the idea of watching something on the telly and then doing a podcast about it. I don't think we can get away with doing that. So as much as I'd like to sue everyone, I don't think I've actually got a legal...
Imagine if you could get your logo appearing every time Gogglebox is on TV, based on the idea by...
Big thanks, yeah. Well, I don't give a shit about the credits. It's all about the money, right?
Credits lead to money.
Yeah. Well, so they say. I mean, some businesses, they say you're doing it for exposure. So, I don't agree with that statement. I'm worried that they'll want to, give me a credit for exposure. I don't want exposure. I want cash.
Yes, exposing yourself just leads to more lawyers, I've noticed.
I haven't noticed that because I've not exposed myself. So you've exposed yourself here right now, I'm afraid. So now everyone knows your dirty little secret.
It's a big secret.
Okay, well, it won't be when it hits the press.
So, yes, for anybody that also hasn't tuned in, I began with your show on episode 50. Can you recall that one? It was a while back.
I don't. We're on episode, 360 odd now, I think. So 50 seems like a different... So was 50 pre... 50 was pre-Charlie, right? Mm-hmm. So pre my second born. So he's 4 now. So we're talking 5 years ago, this episode.
Quite a while ago. This one might tickle your memory a bit.
Right, okay.
Do you remember the episode where you scolded James for farting?
I mean, there's been a few of them, but was it the one after I had to edit him for 3 hours, edit his farts out?
That was the one.
Right, okay, yeah, then I do remember that. I don't remember the pod afterwards, but I certainly remember the pod before, because the edit took about 3 hours, because James thought that he was on mute. He thought he had a mute button, but it wasn't working. So for the whole thing, he was letting rip. And he said, "You cannot." I said, "I'm going to leave it as it is." And he said, "You cannot put that. I will not let you put this podcast out." I don't know what would be worse,
if you left it the way it was or made a supercut of everything you removed at the end.
Oh, God, I nearly did that as well. Yeah, I nearly did that. But there is a limit with James. There is a line. And I'm still trying to learn where that line is, but I knew for sure that doing a supercut of all of his farts from a 3-hour recording might be crossing that line, I think.
As much as he enjoys a jingle, maybe not.
Yeah, no. Oh, God, a James farting jingle. Oh, now I'm working. Yeah, now I'm thinking. So maybe I need to find time to do that.
That was the introduction. And even though he protested and mentioned, he had a very sore tummy for that episode, he didn't get a lot of sympathy.
No, well, you wouldn't, would you? If you're going to sit there and make someone listen to you fart for 3 hours, then you're not going to get much sympathy from the person that had to go through that. I'm sorry. And in context as well, I think it's important to point out that I think he'd already lost like 2 episodes at that point by not checking his recording equipment before starting. So this wasn't his first sin. This was just the latest in a long line. So it was getting, it's always quite tense on the computer game show. We never hold back what we're thinking.
No, I wouldn't call you a very relaxed show.
No, we're not. We're not one of those chill out pods that you can set you. I look at the podcast players on the phones, and it's like, set this 3 minutes and it'll turn off when you're asleep. You can't do that with ours. You cannot do that with ours. There's too much tension. So yeah, that feature seems alien to me. But now someone's going to message me saying, well, actually your podcast is boring. It sends me to sleep straight away. So now I've said it now. There's no point in tweeting.
I grew up with my parents fighting all the time, so I find your podcast relaxing.
Oh, do you? Right, okay. I mean, talk to someone about that. That doesn't seem right.
Maybe next week.
Yeah, can you imagine that? Next week's pods. What do you want? I want to counsel you. I want to give you therapy.
Fix me in half an hour, please.
Yeah, get that done.
Well, I think that's enough niceties. I normally don't talk this often, but, it's a special episode. Might as well try and make the effort.
Episode 100, let's go.
So, yes, David of TCGS, where you can be found on tcgs.co and on Twitch, where you record the podcast live. And I must say, I'm impressed the audio quality didn't drop when you went to Twitch.
What, the audio quality of the actual podcast?
Yeah, because I really wanted to write in a horrible email.
Yeah. Oh, are you one of these anti-Twitch people?
Oh, I'm not anti-Twitch. It's normally people take the recordings from Twitch and put that out as the podcast.
Right. No, we didn't want to do that. But honestly,
it's
I'm an anti-Twitch person. I hate it. I'm saying to the others, we're doing... Okay, how much should I talk about? So I sort of said, I don't really want to do it on Twitch no more. I hate being on camera, and I hate the fact that James can see me smiling, confirming that I'm joking with him. I think that takes the edge out of it.
That's a shame.
I hate being able to see everyone. So I'm trying to push for us to not do it on Twitch anymore. But it's leading to a little bit of success. So the others are telling me to shut up. I'm well and truly outvoted on that one.
Oh, so you're looking for people to come on side to be anti-Twitch? Because I miss Mixer.
Yeah, but I might hire some people to be a host on the show, slag Twitch off, vote against everyone, and then fire them instantly so that the job's done then. That might be a way I go about it. But yeah, no, the Twitch stuff is scary to me. I hate being on camera.
It's a shit. I think I've just got used to interviewing everybody over camera now. It's the norm. It's post Zoom. I'm one of those horrible lockdown podcasts.
Right. I'm not used to it. I look up at the screen when I'm podcasting. I see my stupid bug-eyed face, and it makes me feel sick. Is this a video podcast then?
No, I don't put the video out. The video's for me. I like to read people.
I've just had a look and my camera's not even on.
Oh, that's all right. I just thought you were shy.
I didn't even know it was not on. No. There we go.
Meek Turners.
I didn't know it was on. I didn't know it was off. Sorry about that. You might need to cut that from the pod. No one cares. No one cares.
Clip for the end.
Yeah.
And with all those, you're also on Patreon. Patreon.com/TCGS.
Yeah. To get that money, send that money over. James needs his cheese.
Give him your fucking money so poor Farley doesn't starve.
I feel sorry for him now. I've really laid him into it. He's genuinely one of my best friends ever. I love him. But I spent the first 10 minutes of this pod just slating him. I feel bad now.
Well, I feel bad. I did have to bring it up, but what an episode to start on with you guys.
The 50?
Yeah,
oh, yeah. I mean...
into the deep end.
Yeah, there's been some more passive-aggressive arguments more recently, I think. But that one, that was pre-calm down. That was pre-apology. Yeah, so I
did not hold back. Dave, would you not come back for cameos?
Yeah, I miss Dickhead Dave. No, but it would be hard to snap back into now. So I can't see that.
Make two separate characters.
Yeah. I'll introduce myself differently on each pod. I'll say hello, it's David Turner here, or one week it will be hello, it's Dickhead Dave here. Yeah. Listen, you all sit down. I don't think that would go down too well with the others, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, there were pigs. I think when you got Sean to say that he had no sense of humour about that. Was it during the Sea of Thieves?
Yeah, oh, God. Oh, that was yeah. That was when we would just laugh at. He was telling a story about how he got attacked. He loves Sea of Thieves, right? Mm-hmm. He's a big fan of it, but he's always had a problem with people griefing on there. Like he hates people griefing on there. And he was telling a story about how he was griefed on there once, and we were just laughing, like we were just belly laughing at the story, and he was not happy with us about that.
You have a fantastic form of manipulation where you let him tell his story, and then you corrected what actually happened.
What you need to do is you need to gather as much information to fire back at them as possible. Yeah, it's like Black Panther's suit. You let them batter you for as long as possible, so you can just fire it straight back at them the moment you want to. So yeah, that's the idea. That's a technique I learned at school.
Does it seem strange that some people are listening and looking for techniques?
Yeah, but well, I mean, yeah. If you want to know how to wind people up, then definitely check out the computer game show.
It's not pick up some tips Sea of Friends.
Yeah, it's not Sea of Friends. Yeah.
Trip down memory lane aside. Fuck this. We'll get to the point of the show.
Right.
David, or Mr. Turners, or Turnup. Whichever you want.
Oh, right. That was a question. Oh, mate, you could call me whatever you want. I've been called way worse at school.
What the fuck do you want?
What the fuck do I want? I'll tell you what I want. I want to win the lottery.
If I had $1 million, if I had $1 million, well, I'd buy you a house. I would buy you a house. And if I had $1 million, if I had $1 million,
I want not the one of those little the normal lotto now. I've just seen the normal lotto. It's like, oh, it's 5 million. I don't want that. Who cares about 5 million? I want the Euromillions, mate. I want £140 million in my bank account overnight.
We voted to leave the Euromillions, okay?
No. We can still do the Euromillions. That's fine. We just can't, be as welcoming to our neighbours as we want to be, apparently. But no, that's it. I want to win the Euro. I want 140 million pounds. That's what I want.
Well, 100 episodes. I am fucking very surprised nobody actually wanted to become rich.
Really? No one's. What's the most with the examples that stick out in your head?
Well,
no one said I want a shit ton of money.
No, I mean Rob Shack wanted immortality. That was kind of.
Oh, that's definitely not what I want. Immortality. And you just get bored. What happens, right? Here's what I think about immortality. Someone said, I know this isn't my show, but listen.
I'm listening.
Immortality. What happens if the world just like blows up? So you're just standing there, are you? You're just floating there in the middle of space for the rest of time.
Rob Shack has like a Steam Deck, so he'd be happy as long as the battery lasted.
That won't last. The battery won't last all that.
That won't fucking last eternity. Valve.
I guarantee the Wi-Fi would be out. But no, I'd want £140 million in my bank account over. I don't understand people that don't want this. You know, you see people going, oh no, actually, have you heard? People get really sad. They get depressed. They
it
have
ruins
the worst time in their lives when they win the lot. Not me, mate. Not me. Not me. You wouldn't see. You know, you get the choice as to whether to go public with it. I'll never understand people that go public with it. Not me.
No,
not me. Because they say, oh, well, your life changes anyway, and your friends and family know anyway. So go public, and then you get the support from the Lottery Foundation, right?
I
That's
thought
the
you
idea.
Would go public with it, but in like a really tacky way.
No.
A suit made out of banknotes.
No,
which
you wouldn't
would
hear
be
from
horrible
me again.
with the plastic.
I would not be doing podcasting. That would be it. I'd buy a reasonable sized house and I would live in it and just live a normal life, but just with no worries about like, are we going to be able to afford our heating bill? That's
so you're
nice
not one
life,
of these
isn't
people that would say, "Oh, I keep working." I'd be lost without structure.
Nah, do you know what? If we're talking seriously, I probably would keep the podcasting up, right? Because I enjoy doing that. But that'd just be my full-time job from then. I'd just be doing podcast things. I'd get a nice little PC, do some lovely little streams. I would, record a podcast once a week. Maybe do a little bit of side podcasting going on. I don't know. I haven't fully thought it through.
You could support your own Patreon and just create a list of things you want read out at the start of the show.
I'll become a full Nels. I will. I'll become my own full Nels. And what a lovely life. Oh, it's just so much stress having that much money. Not for me, mate. Not for me. Oh, but what about all the charities? I'll tell them to go away. Or what about your family asking for money? Go away. You're not getting a penny from me. I will.
So you would stay humble. You would stay grounded throughout all your earnings.
Yeah. And it would just be in a big bank account doing nothing. Like, I'm not gonna, you won't see me driving around in a Porsche. You wouldn't see me driving around like with Rolex watches. You'll see, I'll just live the life very similar to what I've got now, but in a bigger house.
Just working
instead
less.
of a flat, and just working less, and not worrying about can we really afford to the McDonald's?
Money can't buy you happiness.
Well, I'm not trying to buy happiness. I'll be happy anyway. I don't want to buy it because what's the point? You can't, as you say, you can't buy it. So there's no point in even going down that route.
You can't rent it out.
I'll be happy anyway. I'll be happy when I can get the new phone every year. You know what I mean? I'll get the new phone every year. That'd be nice. I'll get the new games consoles and not have to worry about it. Get a new games console.
You wouldn't even need Game Pass anymore.
No, you just buy all the games.
That's for the plebs.
Make your own Game Pass. Yeah. Make your own Game Pass. That's right. And
you can rent out Phil Spencer.
Yeah. Absolute Amazon boxes coming through my door. It'd be crazy. What's that? New controller you bring it? I'll have that then. Sure. Go on. A lovely old job, that, isn't it? What a lovely life. Who doesn't? How can you get £140 million and screw up that badly that you're upset about it? That's the question.
You would always give it a go because it does seem to be people who buy cars or build race tracks around their house instead of moats.
Yeah, I'm not. The biggest luxury that I was thinking possibly is putting a 3G football pitch in the garden, but I don't even need that. I could just
allow enough people on to play a match, or would you just?
Nope, it'd just be me, me and my boys. Every night we go out there and play football between the three of us.
Knackered.
No one's coming. I'll be fine. I'll get used to it. I'll get used to it if I do it every night.
Who has to go get the stray ball every time? It's a mile away.
The youngest one has to go and get it. That's
the rules.
That's the rule. Yeah. Youngest one could get it.
Sorry, David, if you don't mind a moment, I just need to take this call.
Oh, right. Yeah, no problem.
Oh, I think it's going to be a long one. Do you mind staying on hold?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, sure. Okay.
You're a great sport. Thank you. Too kind. I'll just be a moment.
All right.
Right, make this good. I'm in the middle of a recording. What do you want?
Well, what's the crack?
Severe lack. As I say, I'm busy. What do you want?
Oh, it's only fun for the chat. Don't be getting fucking crabbed with me, sir.
Look, it's the 100th episode. It means a lot to me, okay?
100th episode of what?
The podcast.
Oh.
The fucking podcast I make. What else?
You make a podcast. Jeez, you're a wild man.
I do make a podcast. Sure, do you not remember you said if I got to 100 episodes, you'd be a fucking guest?
Right. And you made 100 of them.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot that.
You made 100 of them.
Youcunts.co.uk. You can count them all if you fucking want.
I only got 10 fingers, lad.
We got 2 removed when you were born.
Aye, I still have 10.
Well, do you fancy doing an episode while you're here? Sure,
Aye, sure,
what else are you at?
Sure, batter on there, batter on.
Oh, good stuff. I'll play Filthy's music. Wait there.
Go on, Phil.
What the fuck do you want?
Hello, and welcome to the 100th episode of What the Fuck Do You Want? And, oh, listener, have I got a treat for you. Wait till you hear what's about to tickle your ears. I have the one, the only, Frank the Tank.
Whoa.
Oh, the energy.
Oh no. Don't be saying that.
Oh, no. Well, fuckface, how would people know your voice?
Sounds very similar to yours, I'm sure, but maybe not as
There are
enthusiastic.
similarities. What? I only have to do this for 30 minutes, then I go back to my usual droll, mumbly, arsehole self.
Just note to listeners, he doesn't sound like that in real life.
You know, somebody tried to use this as an insult. They said I sounded like Terry Wogan on Phil's podcast.
Terry Rogan is rotten in money.
Well, he's rotten dead, but
Oh, Terry Wogan dead?
Terry Wogan's not an insult. I love that. I became Sweary Wogan for about 2 weeks.
Oh no.
Oh no. So, yes, if anybody hasn't made the connection yet, Frank the Tank is my baby brother, and he's come along to mark this very special occasion. Why did you promise to be on the 100th episode? Did you think I wouldn't make it this far?
Absolutely. I thought you got a bit bored about 12, maybe even 13.
I'm not your standard lockdown podcast. I'm in it for the long run.
Well, you kind of live like you're in lockdown, but anyway.
Fucking people are shite.
People are shite.
I can smell them more now after lockdown.
People do smell, but sure.
Well, least of the problems.
Me being one of them.
So, you have your moments.
Well, I'm fucking humdinging now, anyway.
Thankfully, the internet hasn't got to the stage where I can smell my guests.
You can use your imagination, I'm sure.
A Kickstarter. Pizza tonight, was it? Or
No, we had chicken burgers.
chicken burger?
Chicken burgers.
Well, Frank the Tank hasn't been on previous episodes. I don't think you've ever been on a podcast before.
No, virginity well and truly lost here now.
Well, I'm about to break you in for a second time.
That's right.
Because
Second, there's never much busting done now, alright.
no pushback.
That's
Well, Frank the Tank, what the fuck do you want? And stop playing with that bottle cap.
I'm a fidgeter. What do I want? Bit of fucking pace
What the
and
fuck
fast
do you
and
want?
quiet. What do I don't know.
What the fuck do you want?
Just phoning for the chat.
Oh, it's nice to hear from you. How's
Aye.
everyone keeping?
All best. Dogs at the feet here.
Oh, good man.
Horses is fed.
The horses aren't at your feet.
No, they're not allowed in the house anymore.
Oh. Have you any sheep yet?
No white farming. We'll not be having any white farming about here. I'd like to get a donkey, but I think some bacterial thing that they have, you can't have them around horses.
Oh, fuck's sake. I
So
thought they'd
no
get along
donkey.
great.
Apparently, can have a goat, but we know you'd never replace
I
the
don't think we
original.
could
Like,
cope. No. Burying Nanny Goat is up there with the top 5 most depressing moments of my life.
R.I.P. It's here for a good
Dedicate
time.
this episode to Nanny Goat.
Danny Goat, R.I.P. Here for a good time, not a long time.
Live life like a goat.
Oh, the best.
Well, normally when I ask people what the fuck they want, they tell me what the fuck they want, Frank. I know you haven't listened before, but there's a formula. Stick to it.
Right. Well, you need to explain the formula to me then.
It's, I ask people what the fuck they want, and they
And then-
tell me what the
All
fuck
right.
they want. Yeah. So
I
what the
want-
fuck do you want?
I want them to release GTA. Can you make that happen? No, is this a thing? Do you talk to your people, or
I know a guy at Rockstar, yeah.
I'll tell him to pull his fucking finger out.
Sure, he leaked a bit of it out for you. What more do you want?
I want the game.
All right, fuck, you're one of those.
Aye.
Can you not just buy GTA 5 again?
No, because that'd be the fucking 4th time about it. Or, well, probably the 2nd time I paid for it. You might have paid for it the other 2 times.
One game I've never finished. out of all of them.
No.
Let's go back to it.
Aye, well, the best thing to do in that there was...
Welly well, you shire of cunts. Did you really think you were going to have a 100th episode special without us two?
Yo!
Well, sadly, we've only been reduced to this crappy little cameo.
Yeah, Frank didn't really have any idea what he wanted to talk about. So, if you care about spoilers surrounding Rockstar, any of their games, or any gangster movie ever made, stop listening. Fuck off. We've got your download. We don't need you.
Yeah, that's about the height of it. But hey, thanks for fucking listening.
When you had the choice to kill Michael or Trevor, kill Trevor is just the best storyline. Like. Whereas, like, you know, you're
Spoilers
like,
for anybody that hasn't played Grand Theft Auto 5.
If you haven't fucking played it.
But sure, it's been how many fucking years?
Exactly. It's a brilliant game, but as I said, I think we're well and truly due for the new one.
So, I normally do this. It feels a bit moot, but, you know, what is GTA for anybody that hasn't played it?
Where the fuck do you start?
The start?
Basically, if you wanted to live life the way you wanted it, it'd be GTA. Shoot cunts you don't like, drive over cunts you don't like, drive into cunts you don't like, blow up cunts you don't like.
That's actually a really good description for GTA.
That's why it's a winning formula.
Some prick walking down the street, you don't like the look of him.
Blow the
Beat him
fucking
with a
head
bat.
of him.
Yeah.
So
It was the kicking in San Andreas that always looked big fun.
Just the meaty stomp, eh?
So, yes, for anybody listening, we don't have notes for this episode, so I'm going to pull up Wikipedia. Grand Theft Auto, or GTA, is a series of action-adventure games. Yeah, informative.
I like my description more.
So, when did you first play GTA?
GTA, first GTA I played would have been Bird's Eye View, GTA 2.
On the PlayStation?
Original PlayStation.
What age were you?
Ooh, you'd probably know better than me, probably 9, 10. So it was.
I thought you were younger. I was stupid young when we had that.
I try to think.
I think the PlayStation came out in 95.
95, so it'd have been 4. Sure, we didn't get the PS when it first came out, did I? We Nintendo first, and then
Did we have the PlayStation and then the N64?
no, that's right. No, not sure. Nearly sure the 64 was before.
Both set up in the kitchen. Remember, we used to have to tune the TV in?
That's right. No, the wee switch at the back. The wee rocker switch.
Yeah, skip between the two.
That was beside the electricity board that you used to put the paper fivers into to get
It
electricity.
punched them. Yeah. Oh, memories.
Old memories. Two old boys reminiscing. But
Yeah.
so that would have been the first one I played. But the
Do you
first
remember when we got Resident Evil for like a day?
lad, don't start. My fucking fear of zombies.
You still don't like zombies, do you?
No, you can't have it. Can't stand it. I just remember how there was that first mission and the fucking you'd be walking through a doorway and the zombie'd pop up. And I think you tried it 20 times to get through that level, and every time I squealed like a bitch.
I think they brought that in and got it replaced because it had quite the reaction.
Well, like you think about it, like it was the first
we got it.
3D kind of. It was the first one I remember anyway. That kind of first-person shooter 3D. Like
The characters in it, they looked like real people. It wasn't a cartoon. It wasn't like Mario or anything. Crash
it was a
Bandicoot.
decaying corpse, like. And then the first GTA that I got played properly would have been Vice City. So it would have been.
Did you play much of 3
I didn't
or
play
did
3, I
we
don't
just
think.
pass it by?
No, I can't remember why we didn't play 3. I'm pretty sure Vice City was someone else's. I'm trying to think.
I remember you getting San Andreas.
San
Was it
Andreas
Christmas and you had.
Life altering. I got it Christmas Day and I had it finished by New Year's.
Yeah, that was fucking impressive.
And I played it.
You never thought about becoming a speedrunner or anything?
No, well, I'd probably be actually pretty good because that's where I differ from you. You're into the side quests and all, and I just like 12-hour
I
stint.
think that's probably why I fall off them more than you do.
Aye, because I normally finish the game and then play it again, try and do the side missions, and then the ones that I think are bullshit
Yeah.
I don't bother with.
Again, going back to San Andreas where you could clear the map of gangs.
That's right.
Like I kept doing that to 100%,
Aye,
and
whereas
then by the stage where
You only needed to do like
Fuck that.
30% to do the final mission and stuff like that there.
Mm-hmm.
But
So
like
can
I
see
remember
why-
like sorry, I was talking over the top of you there.
No, you're grand. There's a slight delay on the internet, so it happens.
That's because
but
I'm in the
power on.
I'm in the fucking middle of nowhere.
Put on your big boy voice and just talk over the top of everyone.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
what I do.
Donald Trump just. No, it's I'll dial up might be acting a bit funny, but sure.
Stick another 50p in the meter, you'll be grand.
But I know San Andreas, yeah, non-stop. And then, no, sorry, I was saying originally about Vice City. Vice City.
Oh, of course, yeah. Sorry, I put you off track.
Vice City was the first kind of proper 3D game that I'd played.
Mm-hmm.
You could just kill hours on it, blah de blah. And then the San Andreas was the first one that I ever got that wasn't like somebody else's game that I got to start from scratch myself.
Yeah, it's a real difference when you get some near release date too.
It's like when you're at a buddy's house and they're like, oh, here, play away at that there, and you have a ball of money and all the guns, but you never get to play the storyline, like.
Yeah.
Whereas when I played San Andreas, it was the storyline was the addictive part, like.
Faux show.
But Raider still are at RIP.
We can't dedicate this episode to anybody else. This is Nanny Goats episode.
Now Raider's a bitch. So, guess you're allowed to swear.
Yes, when we hold grudges hard.
Aye, that's the Calvin in us. Hold on to everything real tight, just
fall off otherwise.
And then I suppose then years after.
Were you big into 4?
Oh no, never really. That actually, when you gave me your PS5, I think it was the first time I played it. You had a backdated version of it or something like that there in it.
Oh, of course, yeah.
So I'd played it after 10 years after it was released, like.
That was the one where they tried to make it a bit more realistic.
It was shite.
Yeah, replacing radio stations with TV shows. Who's going to watch TV shows in a fucking game? I don't
fucking watch TV in real life.
I could be out murdering boys.
Out.
Instead of watching TV.
Shooting yunts. But, I didn't really, I don't think I finished it. I think I got, because even comparing that to 5, like, was...
Yeah, it's quite a difference.
And then we talk about the real McCoy then, the Red Dead series. Because I mind you gave me Red Dead 1. And that was another...
that would have been back in the 360.
Yeah, that was life consuming. That was such a game.
You just always wanted to be a cowboy.
Loved being a fucking cowboy. But comparing it to like the GTA series, because it was in history too, that you can't really say that what was real and what was fake, and I prefer games that were more realistic, like.
Yeah, even the thought of it when it was just GTA with horses and shite guns. It's like, oh, I don't know if I'll be too into that, but of course, yes.
Yeah.
Once you got playing it, very addictive.
And then I don't know what it is about the Red Dead games, but the storylines are definitely more kind of, the word I'm looking for, not in depth, but they're kind of, it's more like a movie.
You get a bit more involved with it.
It has more of a movie theme to it, like, where there's like there's the highs and the lows, where the GTAs just seem to keep getting more dramatic and more eccentric as the game goes on, like. Like 1 minute you're fucking riding a BMX, the next thing you're jumping out of a jumbo jet, like. So, yeah.
I suppose there's a lot of references to like Western movies too in those games.
That's really cool.
Especially in the second one. I mean, I think they lifted a few scenes out of a few movies for that. One of the train robberies.
Yeah, that's the thing, because if I was watching movies, I do like watching old and modern Westerns, and you kind of come across all different kind of references to it, like. No, the Red Dead 2, another game that, the same thing again, the storyline's just so addictive.
I had to wean myself off playing that game. I would happily play that game on repeat, I think, without playing anything else.
The problem is, if I start that game again, as soon as I see Micah, my pish boils, and I'm just like, you can't play the game the second time through. You're just like, look at you horrible rat bastard.
You just can't get past you failing the mission for shooting him.
No, because you actually gave me Red Dead 2 first. You're like, here, you'll do a speed run on it, like, you'll
that's right, yeah, when I bought it.
I was like, one of them games, it's like a really good movie when you finish it, or you get to that, the scene with Arthur at the end. You're just like, that empty feeling, that hollow feeling inside, like, what?
Yes, something's missing from life now.
It's like, what am I meant to do? Like, live a life?
I don't know about you, but when I started that game and you were going to be playing as Arthur, I don't want to play as fucking Arthur.
This is bullshit. I want to play as John.
John's
the hardy cowboy out there, and then when you play RDR2 and you get to John, you're like, John's a bitch. John's a soft
Arthur back.
Bastard. I don't want to play as fucking John. Arthur. I want Arthur back.
It is one of the nerdiest touches, but something that fucking tickles me raw is when you do get John and he can't swim, because you couldn't in Red Dead 1.
Red Dead 1, yeah. And the fact that he slags him. You call yourself a real man, you can't even swim.
The Arthur impressions, they went on for so long.
Oh,
Lenny!
Lenny, my boy! No, it is a brilliant game, and as I said, you can play it through, and like each chapter of the game is like a game on its own, as I was saying, like where the GTA, you kind of hit that climax. Every chapter has kind of the lowest low and then the highest high, and then it's kind of like, especially in your first time playing the game through, you know, you think, oh, you know, the gang's getting away with the last, and then next thing then it's like, oh, there's no way they're going to make it off this fucking island, like, you know. That's a part of the game that a lot of people complain about, you know, to say that it's like, it really just, it feels like such a filler. I do agree with them, like, that you don't spend enough time on the island to feel lost. Like, it nearly needs to be a longer chapter to make that like a hopeless, because like, what is it realistically? It's 3 or 4 missions to get off the island.
Yeah, and a massive shootout, which kind of comes out of nowhere, and it's such a jarring bit of the game, but like, you rolled with it.
Which I think they really should have made that bit longer to kind of instill that hopeless feeling that you were never going to make it off the island, and to kind of. But the fact it's like big massive shootout with the army, and the next thing then you just arrive back in Saint Denis or the wee village outside it anyway. Like.
Everybody back to the way they were.
Everything's 100%. Mike is still a cunt.
Where were you? Don't worry about it.
It's grand.
I've got this awful cough though.
Aye. And it's the fact that they don't even really talk about the island. Like.
No.
And is that because Dutch was like, oh, we're going to, you know, find this tropical island. It's going to be amazing. And then it turns out that it's a slave hole. Like.
That was my plan.
Yeah, your plan sucked. So it did, but...
so if somebody was going to offer you GTA 6 or Red Dead 3 tomorrow, which one would you snatch?
Probably Red Dead 3.
Oh.
I think if they do a 3, it'll definitely be... Well, I suppose it could be 2 things. The gang before the raid at Blackwater, but I'd say more than likely it would be John Marston's son in that.
Yeah, I think that seems to be the popular opinion.
Yeah, early 1900s.
I always thought we were going to get some...
Because, you know, like...
that really is the dying days, the West.
Aye, but do you think... When does the game finishes up? 1914, doesn't it? Or somewhere in around that.
I'll have a sneaky Google as you're talking.
So, if I'm right in saying that, that's only 10 years or 20 years before LA Noire. It's based in the 30s.
Oh, you think
40s.
They could link it up?
I think there could be a thing there. Because, like, you really think that first the first 3 decades in the 1900s was the fastest that America grew. Like, they literally went from horse and cart to planes, cars, trams, which you can see that in Saint Denis, but not saying that there'll be a crossover into LA Noire, but it'll be a crossover into that time. Like, if you...
Well, even the build-up.
If you look at...
It's 1940s.
1940s, so 30 years might be a bit of a stretch. But what happened was, in those times, the bigger cities were so far advanced to 50-60 mile outside of that, where they were still living
to the outskirts.
They were still living in an old Western style. Like, they hadn't become a modern. I suppose. I think there'd be something cool there. That, what do you reckon? What do you call John Marston's son? Jack Marston. Jack Marston, say he's roughly in his very early 20s at the time that he shoots. What do you call that dickhead with a mustache?
I love how many endings of Rockstar games were just given away here.
Aye, well, if you haven't played them, play them.
Fuck you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Jack's teenager when he... Yeah. Like, at that final chapter. So he's like 19, 20.
It's in around that there. So Arthur, when you play him, is well into his 40s. So you have another 20 years as such of a character, you know. So if he's in, say... the late 1930s in America as a cowboy, like that's bound to be an interesting game, like, because one minute you're in cars in built up cities, and then literally, you know, 20 mile outside of that there's the Wild West, like. Especially
when you consider he grew up with the gang and what happened with his parents.
Oh, I seen it all.
Not going to be too fond of the government or city folk.
He's still going to have that wild... Well, and then there's that whole theory that he's actually Arthur's child and stuff like that there. So you could see, maybe, I don't know, it could be like he'll be playing Arthur's character again as some form, you know, if it was true. Like, so
I do love that would have been sacrilege before Red Dead 2 came out, and then most fans would probably go, yeah, I prefer that now.
Yeah, no, it is. The only thing is with all the updates recently on Red Dead that John Marston looks like Arthur when you're playing him.
Very much the same model, isn't it?
They mapped it, because even, like, I thought that because I'd played Red Dead 2, hadn't played it for nearly a guts of a year, played it again. And when you finished, or when you came into the epilogue, there was a big difference between Arthur and John visually. And now it's like, Arthur got a tan, like. That's all it looks like. So it
I
does.
suppose because when it is a game, you need him to do everything that Arthur does.
Aye,
so it's like the full.
It's well, you think about
apart from swim.
how vast the mapping is in that game. I'm talking like I know about it. I don't know about it. I can only imagine to get him.
It's all right. You can pretend you're on a podcast. You're a voice of authority.
Fuck. That could be dangerous. Vote Trump. But for
is he in Sinn Féin?
Probably.
Could he be the wrong colour?
Well, I'm not putting two and two. I'm not a conspiracy theorist. But if Donald Trump was to wear a brown wig, he'd look like Arlene Foster.
Right.
I'm just saying. They're both fond of their hate. That's all I'm saying. But the mapping, back to Red Dead.
Back to Red Dead.
Back to Red Dead. It's hard. It'd be hard for them to do a whole, the whole game, especially with it being online and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
They've already adapted because the way you can. Not that I've ever played it online, because I haven't got the internet for it. It's for that mapping the model. I'm sure that's why they've done what they've done now. Like,
yeah,
I think if they were to release a new one in the morning, it'd be RDR 3.
I did think you'd be debating that a little bit. GTA or Red Dead, so not just flat out Red Dead.
Red Dead. It's because they're like a movie. Like they've more of that movie. It's like the reason why the likes of what was the last Mafia game? Was it Mafia 3?
It was, yeah.
The gameplay, the reward net there was the movie scenes, as in the cutscenes in it.
That game still had the strongest opening. And
Brilliant.
Kind of shot the bed a little bit.
All the Mafia games were like that, where to get to the cutscenes was monotonous work. But the reward was the cutscenes.
Yeah.
Whereas the GTA trilogies, the fun bit was the game, and the cutscenes were nearly an add-on, a Brucey bonus, like.
Just a reason to get you to steal another car or shoot up a few people.
Yeah, well, it was like, was it the Godfather series, where you were same thing, where you were taking over gang territories. It got so monotonous, like, like it was just the same.
It's a shame because you think the more powerful you become in a mafia gang, the less work you do.
Yeah, which it wasn't. It was like you'd take over all these gangs' businesses, then you'd kill the main man in it, then you'd be the boss of that area, then you'd move on to the next area. It was exactly the same thing, but you'd twice the work to do. And then that went on for 4 islands, and then you'd done the final big boss, and then that was it. It's like, oh, you're the boss of everywhere. And then what did you do? You done nothing.
For nothing. Probably die in the cutscene afterwards.
Nothing exciting like that. It's just, I can't even, that's how good it is. I can't even fucking remember it. Like.
You're the big main Don now. Stick the kettle on.
Put your feet up.
Speaking of fucking gangsters, the notes I made for tonight was going to be about gangster movies, because I thought that's what you were going to talk about.
Aye, well.
Keeping me on my toes here.
I know. It's just talking. Pure and utter shite.
Well, the podcast, part and parcel.
So we're going to talk about gangster films now.
Well, have you got the energy for it?
Oh, I haven't. I'm well fed. I'm fighting fit.
Well, if anybody hasn't watched a gangster movie, what's a gangster movie?
A gangster movie. Fuck, how do I top my last description? If you watch a movie and the main character of the movie gets killed or arrested or found guilty, but you still want to be that gangster, that's what you call a good gangster film.
I think we've found your calling.
It's definitely not fucking podcasting, like.
I'm going to give you complicated issues and just simplify them for the masses.
Aye, it might help.
What's a gangster movie? Sit down, watch Goodfellas. It's class.
Yeah, simple as that. If you haven't watched Goodfellas yet, I would highly recommend it, because I'm nearly sure I'm into triple digits on that movie.
Oh, easy. I think I've bought that.
You bought it for me for Christmas. I still have it here on DVD, retro DVD.
Excuse me, sir. I think you will find that is 4K UHD.
It's actually that old, Chris, that it's printed on both sides of the DVD.
Are you sure that's the one I got you?
Yeah, you got me.
Well, I'm going to fucking fire into Amazon, because that was supposed to be the 4K edition that would work on your Xbox One X.
Oh, well, I just watch it on the PC, so I do.
Oh, well, you can do that too.
Because I'm such a fucking cyber hacker wizard kid.
That wants a donkey.
That wants a fucking donkey.
Thank you for your call. Our host is busy talking to younger, more successful, and better looking guests. Please continue to hold, and a colleague will be with you shortly to listen to your stupid, shitty opinion.
So it's starting to take the piss now. So it actually started to take the piss now.
So yeah, gangster movies, what makes them so great? Like, I know, but, explain for the idiots
Explain the
listening.
masses. Okay, I don't even know where to start.
I think when I was making notes, it was like, what I always love is they start off, they may be immigrants, they're normally working class, they're fucked over a lot, and they decide to turn the tables using means like arson, violence. It's like, yes, that's how you sort your problems.
Well, I think anybody that comes from lower class in that kind of, it doesn't matter where in the world or who in the world, but when they get stupid rich, it's kind of like the whole Pablo Escobar. It's like even the likes of the movie about your boy that owned Facebook. You know, when you see these people that get really rich, it's kind of cool, but there's something,
don't know what the fuck to do with it.
There's something really cool about Italian mafia gangsters, or Sicilian, as I should say.
Yeah, I think the mafioso ones, especially because you have the suits, you have like the clunky cars, because it's normally set in
1960s,
40s, 50s.
Even like I suppose what was Goodfellas? 1950s, 1960s.
I think when it was based.
I know in the later scenes he's driving like a 1970 Chevrolet Impala, so I would say that it would finish in the 70s, but just that era of America culture is cool, and then the fact that these people come out and just, if they wanted to take it. So, because I remember it was my first formal, and we were buying a suit, and we went into the local establishment that you would get a cheap suit out of, and he's like, "What kind of suit do you want?" I was like, "You ever watch Goodfellas?" He's like, "Aye." I said, "You know the scene, Henry, when he's waiting for your boy to come with the lorry he's going to steal?" "Aye." "Grey suit, black shirt." I was like, "I want that." Unfortunately, I didn't have a slick back. I had fucking long blonde hair. But anyway, sure, I look cool in my head, and that's all that mattered.
Well, that is the main thing.
I took a real notion then. I remember after watching Goodfellas, you know, I suppose they're all Scorsese films. Wasn't it Casino was one of his?
Yeah, it would be. I think that was the follow-up after he made Goodfellas.
I actually watched a couple of Italian films with subtitles, which were all right, but Italian movies are very like French films where they're not that exciting to watch, like, and I'm sure the language barrier, you'd lose a lot, you know.
Yeah, I think you need to be a certain way inclined to really get the full experience out of them.
They're just, as I said, that whole, even the music's a big deal. Like, I would still even listen to a lot of that.
I think it's The Godfather especially. I think it started the trend for that in gangster movies.
It just, well, that's probably the best thing about Goodfellas was how they used music to preempt the scene. You know, you always kind of knew from the music what the scene was going to do, you know. It was like, I love the fact that it
just set the mood completely.
Like even like the later stages when he's heavily involved with drugs, they're using Rolling Stones, they're using Led Zeppelin, you know, which is, you know, that was the culture then, like, whereas closer to the early 60s and stuff, it was a lot of older music. Even they were using music from the 40s in the earlier scenes and stuff. So it's a brilliant movie.
Because you forget the crooners and the swing scene would have been
massive.
Kind of the soundtrack for that part.
The culture, you know, how different today's culture is, you know, from today, like, like, you know, it was like the whole thing. It was like, you know, like Friday night's date night, and like you see like these massive clubs filled with tables of two, and like that isn't in today's society. Like,
no, you don't get that anymore.
You don't do that. You don't
just can't get the staff.
You can't get the women either. But sure, we'll not get on to that.
That's your next. What the fuck do you want?
No, fuck that. No. Enough problems in my life, but
no donkey.
Just you know, you can't not, like, you know, obviously they're picking all the good bits of the culture from,
of course, not trying to compare it to the likes of westerns, pirate movies and all that. They were, relatively speaking, a small portion of time.
Yeah.
So there's only so many times you can repeat that story. You could never do a gangster story now because you simply wouldn't be able to get away with what they did back in that time frame.
It's like, we caught you on TikTok.
All gangsters are politicians now, so they can just get away with it.
Absolutely.
Woo, social commentary.
Oh, you're gonna get bad, boy.
Too hot.
That's it. Well, the 100th episode, you know, that'll be the correct time, just a mic drop.
It's the perfect time to get cancelled. I might just go on a big racist rant at the end of it.
You might even get under Rogan. You could be like, oh, what do you call him? My scene was on it the other day. Oh, what do you call that British comedian that isn't funny? Russell Brand.
The man that found politics in his late 30s.
Ah, lad. Man shrieks like a crow for 3 hours.
Oh, he's fucking hard work.
He's hard to listen to.
Yeah.
He makes some very valid points, to be fair, but he's hard to listen to, like.
It doesn't matter if you're right, but you're annoying.
But you're loud about it. So.
Can you say it as less of a prick?
Why are you still wearing women's jeans?
Look at him there. With the big hair.
The big hair in them. The big curly hair.
So that was one thing, gangster movies, if they were going to make them going forward, I know Scorsese's done the likes of The Irishman. You can't really set them now.
You could do the Romanians that run around Dublin. They're a fucking law on their own.
I was talking about me racist rant, I was only joking, Frank.
I cut straight to the bone. I don't fuck about. Did you ever watch, was it based in Dublin, Cardboard Gangsters? Wasn't it Cardboard?
I didn't know.
It's an Irish film. It's only about an hour and 20 minutes long, and it's obviously like, you know, they shot the movie on an iPhone. You know, the food budget was, you know, 2 Mickey D's a day, but it's such a good storyline.
Mm-hmm.
And it was based on the drug gangs in Dublin, like, and it's really good watch. But
I was just having another sneaky Google. I do this a lot as I talk.
Yeah.
But apparently they've got a sequel to that coming.
Right? Because the main it'd be interesting to see where that goes, like. Make a movie about
There'll be a lot of beeping in this episode for poor people.
It's like, you know, you're not going to have gangsters that are, well, when I say they're not running a whole country like they are, but you're not going to have like the mafia that took over the America at the times, and you know, you're not going to have that.
There's an air of grace to them. They're very stylish. It's very organised. It's very cool. Whereas gangsters here, they're red-faced wankers.
Yeah, they're normally like London Diesel.
You're not going to get good fellas with a UDA in the middle of it.
No, you know, you owe me a tenner, dickhead. You know, you're not going to get real groundbreaking lines from them.
Don't get me stinking.
Control it, Travis! Control it!
What's wrong?
Pick my ball up, wee fruit.
Jordan, where's the ball?
Up there. Hurry up! See if you get me stinking, wee fruit! Get it?
I'm getting it now. I need to get up.
You owe me a tenner, dickhead. No, you won't. Fuck off, Darnell. No, fuck off, Darnell. Go away. So?
Although I would like to see Pesci do that.
I was going to try and imitate it, but I'm not even going to bother, like. What the fuck is this pizza shit?
Well, will we get rounding up and finishing off the show, Frankie?
Yeah. I hope I haven't been too painful. It's my first time. Go easy on me.
Fuck off. What do you want?
I'm a delicate little flower.
I normally do socials and where people can find you, but I don't think you'd enjoy that.
I will. If you want to see somebody take a lot of photographs of old shitty cars, a fat man on a mountain bike, or things that I just generally find funny, I am on Instagram at the Frank Love, and that's the only social media that I'm on. I'm on Facebook, but that's only for Marketplace. I have an addiction.
Car parts?
Car parts. Just shite in general.
Don't. Looking at my drunken Amazon wish list. Do you mind those vending machines you put 20p in and turn it? It would crunch, click, drop something into a little drawer.
Do you mind you used to be able to get millions out of them?
Yeah,
and
those things.
Fucking things that scatter around the street on you.
Well, I have 3 different versions of those on my wish list. I don't know why I wanted them, but they're on it.
I was messaging.
The time I tried to buy the Kiss coffin.
Right. I was trying to buy a metal lathe off a boy in Facebook Marketplace till he told me the thing weighed 12 ton.
Oh.
I was like, 12 ton's a bit much for the back of the Jeep. Like,
you give it a go.
Well,
a trailer.
12 ton's a bit much now. It was cheap though, but the boy did say that you have to organise your own lift and transport. I was thinking that might be. And then again, where the fuck do I put a 12 ton lathe, like?
You've land, don't you?
Aye, but it's not that fucking hard, like. It's land in the middle of Fermanagh, like it'd sink. 12 ton, I can't even
fuck. Rent out something to go pick it up.
It's just, you need an Arctic lorry, like. It's the only way you do it. You need an Arctic lorry, and then you need something that has 12 ton lifting capability, which is like a massive forklift, like something that's 4 times bigger than the one we have. So it just is not.
Or we could just get 4 of the one we have.
Aye, but then you need 4 of me to drive it.
You just keep coming up with problems here. I don't think you really want this.
No.
Leave.
or a lathe.
A lathe?
But
A lathe?
not a. I've never used one. Never had a go on one. I'm just like, jeez, be quite handy to have one.
Oh, jeez, but that's some lathe you've got.
Jesus, look at it. It's gorgeous.
This has been an awful wrapping up of an episode.
Yeah, it's dire. No, I just wanted to congratulate you for doing your 100th episode.
Oh, well, thanks very much for coming on.
Yeah.
You're a good sport.
Well, hopefully you don't get
You coming back for the 200th?
Maybe. I might be busy. I might have to find something
Might be.
else. I'd have to find something else to talk about. But as you know, I don't play any other games. I have no interest.
Oh, we've kind of covered all bases here, and
It's literally the
probably
three.
not talk until this time next year.
The only other addiction I have is racing simulators, which we'll not get into that.
Farming simulator.
Oh, lad, don't talk about it. Oh, I remember I used to work for an engineering outfit, and used to get 2 weeks off for Christmas, and I bought Farming Simulator the day I got off work. I played it to the day that we went back to work, and I couldn't drive my car to work. Because I'd played Farming Simulator that much that it was like, this doesn't turn right. This is all wrong.
Your brain's rewired.
Jesus Christ. I've never...
Was that the one that had the mods to make it more like Northern Ireland, so the roads were fucking narrow and there were stone walls?
Yeah, I lost so many hours of my life to that. But the funny thing is, now I own a farm, and it is nothing like that game. I can't make a mod to give myself money to buy stuff. I actually have to go out and work and make it. But, balls. And you can't just sit in a tractor all day. Nothing gets done when you're sitting in a tractor.
Well, you could.
No, if you want to lose your life in time, that, like, I remember pissing was a nuisance when I played that game, like.
Oh, fuck, pissing again.
Oh, why do you need to piss? Like, and they'd be like, why are you hungry? Like,
did you ever piss at the computer in a battle? Or
no.
Are you talking those levels of addiction?
No, fuck that.
It's alright, you can talk to me. It's
well, you remember
here.
that house that we were living in? The computer was beside the front door.
Yes.
I might have went out the front door to piss instead of going to the toilet.
It's the same fucking distance.
Aye. And your toilet doesn't face a public road.
Like,
but it was probably 4 o'clock in the morning. Like,
my farmers do get up early.
They don't get up that fucking early. I might have had like fucking 100 hectares of fucking wheat in, sir.
Right. So what the fuck you wanted? Rockstar Games, we narrowed it down to Red Dead 3 or GTA 6, and then we went on to gangster movies.
Yeah.
We covered plenty.
We did. God fucking help any man that listens to this.
Oh, believe me, they've been through worse. Have you ever heard a man talk to himself?
No. Well, I have. The last I heard of that boy, he the back of Dunn Stores, and he's long in prison.
I'll probably have to bleep that too.
You'll have to take that out, because that's not good. That's not good. We can do the outro again if you want.
Oh, another one that doesn't include... Oh, fuck. Lucky me.
Make sure you send it to Phil. It was the that cup was never the same after that, you know.
No, it destroyed him.
Destroyed him.
I was an accomplice to that.
Heard him? It damn near wrecked him.
Well, yes, we'll record another outro.
Aye.
That sounds completely natural, and it doesn't sound like we had to cut one out.
Chrissy love fingered Wayans.
Enjoying the microphone.
Makes me feel very important, I have to say.
Yeah, it does. Wait until you get like the boom arm. It's very Alex Jones. Boom.
What do you call the prick that presents the news? I suppose they're all pricks.
They are, yes.
Piers Morgan. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Kind of gives you that chest out, you know, when he's talking.
The pride. Right, this isn't wrapping up a podcast any quicker.
Right, go on ahead. Clap me cheeks, daddy.
Well, this has been a fantastic 100th episode extravaganza. You've been a wonderful guest, Frankie.
Thanks for having me on. Hopefully I haven't been too bored.
Hopefully not. The download figures will tell us all.
And I'll never see them, so it doesn't matter.
Until next time, get fucked.
Get fucked.
Red Solo Cup, I fill you up. Let's have a party. Let's have a party. I love you, Red Solo Cup. What? I lift you up. Proceed. departed. Proceed to party.
Thanks for holding the line. You are an incredibly important component to our podcast. Did you know you can also visit www.ucunts.co.uk to find all of our hosting options.
Right, I've had enough of this. This is fucking ridiculous. I'm not being funny, but like, I agreed to come on this guy's show, and it's been what, 20-30 minutes or no? Honestly, I don't think he quite understands how this works. 100 episodes, you'd have thought he'd have got that. If you're getting a guest on, you can't piss them around like this. Especially, I've been podcasting for a long time, and this is taking the actual. I don't even need to do this. It's not like I'm going to get any new listeners out of this. Is I don't know what to. Joe. Yeah, I'm still here. Yeah, he's taking the piss. I know. I don't know. I haven't even seen them in the charts, let alone know where they are. It's been a complete waste of time. An absolute waste of time. I'm not doing this again. I'm sick of it. Like, we... Yeah. Yeah, I know. No, I haven't even heard it. I don't even know what it's about. Something about what do I want? What do I want? I want to finish this call, is what I want to do.